I'm not going anywhere, 'cause I'm here to stay, I'm here to play. Get used to it, nothing's gonna break me down. Got a little taste of it, and now I want more, and I can't ignore the feel of it. Nothing's gonna stop me now. Fire on the ground, got 'em running for cover. Better watch out, I'm about to take over. I don't got time to look over my shoulder. Leave 'em all behind, I'm about to take over.
Welcome to Daddy Issues.
Push nice and hard. You know if your wrist is wore out by the time you get done doing this, you did something right.
This dungeon is gorgeous.
Hello and welcome.
A redhead will stuff you in her trunk and hang you on her wall and fuck you for days. Just saying. It's good times.
I go full trailer park.
Let's go back to the hose.
That's weird.
Ooh, gimme.
Because,
Was that hot?
pardon me.
Dude, okay over there?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, their sticks are so far up their asses, it's like they're fucking puppets, and you're just...
Fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
Would you be comfortable sharing with us the name of the hotel you stayed in last night?
Well. Look who skipped their meds today. And then it was just like, I should drink less.
Yep. Welcome to Daddy Issues, bitches!
Welcome.
That is the voice of my amazing wife, Lily Bongwater / Lady M Swann, for those of you who know her by that title. I've missed you.
I've missed you too.
I know. We had a really crazy October.
We did,
yeah, you were doing a million things, and I was doing a million things. We rushed through November.
Yeah.
It was like there, and then it's gone. And now we're in December. Happy holidays! Like, for whatever you're celebrating, I'm happy for you. It's super, politically correct for me to say that too, isn't it? Happy holidays, instead of saying what I want to say, which is Merry Christmas and hope you still love Satan. You know, like, it's a weird balance.
Yeah, but there's so many holidays in December. It's more accurate to say happy holidays.
That's why I guess I'm being accurate. I'm not being politically correct. Nobody's politically correct. Not even politicians.
That's the thing. People don't understand the difference between politically correct and accurate.
True.
Everybody's like, it's political correctness gone mad. It's like, no, we're just accounting for every fucking body else that's not you.
There you go. Yeah, and with the holidays approaching, I started compiling a Christmas list of things I wanted. What do you want for Christmas?
I want some pleasers.
Okay.
I want some new pleasers.
So, expand on that. Be specific.
They make high heels, and they're the most comfortable, amazingly comfortable high heels to dance in that I've ever worn in my entire life. I love them.
I love them.
I love them so much.
Are they...
I don't have a shoe fetish, but I absolutely have a pleasers fetish.
There you go. Well, yours is even more... That's a real fetish. Yours is really specific. You're like, I don't just like shoes, I like these shoes. I saw your floor exercise the other day, and then I came in my pants. So, for those of you who haven't seen my wife do her burlesque stuffs, you're missing out. Go and check it out. You really need to see it. It's on Instagram. If you're on Facebook, you could probably see it there, but Instagram is where I hang. At Dark Shade Queen. I don't really Facebook. I really don't.
Fucking Facebook.
I hate Mark. And I know he owns Insta, but You know, there's like this whole push to get rid of anybody who's related to the sex industry on Facebook and on Instagram and on Twitter. All that means is we're gonna have to go global in a whole different way. We're probably gonna have to invent our own app. FetLife is full of too many posers at this stage. I can't even.
And it's so shit. Like, just as a website.
It's a very
using
badly.
it.
Yeah, it's a very poorly designed website. It's not super user friendly. I mean, despite the fact that all the users are being used. But I'm just here to say that we really need a better way to connect, guys. This isn't working out. Meeting vanillas every day is getting exhausting, okay? I don't know if you know what it's like, but in a vanilla world, we kind of don't... Where do you go? Okay?
Yeah.
There aren't enough munches, in my opinion. I feel like we need to up our munch rate. For those of you who don't know what a munch is, it's like lunch or a get-together for us kinks.
Yeah, but munches are boring after a while. Like, they're great if you have moved to a new city and you don't really know anyone and all that stuff. But, like, once you've been around for a little bit, it's just like, ugh, I don't want to go to the munch. So lame and boring and nobody does anything.
I feel you. I 100% feel you. So that's why I'm saying we need to find another way to connect. I've tried apps that I found on my phone. Suck. They all suck.
Yeah. They all suck.
They all suck. So, you know, where I'm at right now is, all right, so we've got FetLife that's subpar. We've got a bunch of apps that have gone nowhere.
Collar Space has been a garbage fire for at least 10 years now.
There you go. I'm really reaching out to the community right now, because if you know about our show, then you know how weird we are and how we want to get weird with you. If you want us all to connect, tell us how y'all are doing that, because maybe there's another... Like, somebody recently told me about another server, right? And I tried it out, and it's not a fit for me. But there has to be more ways to meet kinky people. There just has to be.
I'm going to defend our weirdness by saying vanillas are more weird. And here's why. Earlier, when my friend Laura was home for lunch, she was reading this thread. And this chick, right, this vanilla couple, she's like, I'm concerned. I don't know what to do. My boyfriend has started suddenly and with no, like, warning or anything, has started talking like a pirate during sex. Like, full on, yar, blah, blah. And she's like, should I say anything or am I overreacting? And it's like, vanillas are fucking weird. Yes, you should say... Seriously? Yes.
First of all,
it, man.
Yeah, first of all, no. If you start throwing pirate attitude at me in the middle of my, like, I'm expecting your A game. If you start, like, be like, I'm gonna swab your dexterity, I'm gonna be all fucked up in the head, okay? I'm gonna have issues that are not daddy issues. They're now I'm going back into a historical time that bitches like me don't even have to really deal with. You see my face right now? Do you see how horrific that would be? So if your man is throwing pirate shit at you right now...
The fact that she even questioned whether she should say something, it's like, what are you doing? Are you just laying there going, I guess this is my life now? Fucking a sea captain, you know?
She's probably, you know what? I can answer this for you. She's married, okay? So that is not her boyfriend. She's married, and he's on top of her like this, coming at her with an eye patch, okay? And in the back of her mind, she is praying that this is not her life. Whereas if you were a kinky bitch, you could just be like, woo! What is this? It would have all been
negotiated beforehand.
Yeah. What is this?
People that, like, they would just come to you and be like, hey, let's do a pirate thing. And you'd be like, okay. And, like, it'll be discussed ahead of time.
First of all,
like,
no. No, they wouldn't. No. Not everybody's going to respond with, okay. No, I am not that bitch. I'm not going to.
Like, if you got two people that are into role play and shit, you know, it's like, go for it.
Like,
but they'd mention it.
Come walk my
first.
plank.
Right? They wouldn't just, like, mid-sex be like, yar!
your safe word is like something to do with tides. Like, the sea is upon us. The waves are rushing. Like, what the fuck? No! Oh, I'm gonna stay in kink world. Most people probably wouldn't even know I'm kinky. I mean, until you have a whole conversation with me, because I look like a normal person.
Yeah.
And generally, I mean, you'll never catch me doing any pirate roleplay, but I feel like I'm not that crazy either. But as oh, you know what's crazy though? Okay, so yes, roleplay can be weird, but it could also be awesome, right? So there's like this couple that fell out of. I read about this online a long time ago. Otherwise, I would give you names and dates.
If
and shit
it's
like
Batman, you're gonna love the story I have for you after that.
No, it's not Batman. This is okay. So this is a couple. This is a couple who fell out of love with each other. Not kinky people. Okay, fell out of love with each other. And the wife had this idea. I don't know where she came up with it. I'm sure they talked about it. I just don't remember. And she had this idea that if they just pretended they were other people, they could like fall in love with each other again. And it fucking worked. Like they both basically are in a constant state of roleplay where he acts like somebody that she's into and she acts like something he's into and she wears a wig. I guess that's like how
Why don't you just dye her hair? If it's like that long.
I don't fucking know. I can't answer questions. Dude, these people, first of all, full-time roleplay to me would be so much work.
That sounds like so much work.
Like all the time. Basically, you're just, it's like wearing a shell at all times. Think of yourself as like a permanent snail. Okay?
Yeah,
you're literally carrying around a whole story all day. You can't ever be yourself because she's not going to love you instantly. Like, is that really what they're doing? On my Christmas list this year, I'm putting leather, and that's it. Just like lots of different types of leather, latex. I just want stuff.
Yeah.
I have some fun for us to have on air.
Oh, goody.
So, a couple of days ago, I told my wife that my slave, Grey Worm, was fucking off.
Yes.
And we discussed this, and we came up with an amazing punishment, which I have video of. And I really thought that the next time I popped off a task, this motherfucker would be like, I'm going to do it now! Okay?
Yeah.
Nope. He forgot. Now
he's bratting.
You noticed? Okay. See? Did you see her reaction? She's like shaking her head. There was a brief silence, and then she's like, So this is the thing, people. If you're a slave of mine, you might think you're digging yourself out of the hole because I haven't told you every second of the day how in trouble you are, but you're in trouble until I've given you the punishment, and then it's over. Okay? But in the meantime, his ass is about to be ours. Again, in a more severe way. Because, okay, listen, he doesn't have a lot of hard limits, right? Like, pretty much our hard limits are a lot of his hard limits. Like scat, urine, kids, animals. But that leaves a lot of room, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Now, here was the problem. I'm going to tell you the scenario. Not the most severe situation, but based on the fact that he fucked up literally 24 hours earlier, this is why we're going to give him some boundaries now. We're going to actually make this hurt a little bit. I thought that his punishment, because man, he took that shit seriously, okay? I thought the punishment was going to be enough because he even
That's why I didn't think it was going to be enough.
Because
he went over.
See?
That's it. That's a little brat test there.
Okay. See? This is why I needed you. Because without her, the punishment probably won't fit the crime. Because I am a little nicer than I should be.
Yeah.
And I gotta keep these motherfuckers in line. So here's what happened. He has a voicemail, right? I rarely will call. But sometimes if I need something and I don't feel like texting because I'm driving, I'll call, right?
Yeah.
Now, to me, there is no excuse to not answer my fucking phone call, especially if you are not at work. Even if you are at work.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, if you're at work, okay.
But he wasn't at work. And I knew, because I know his schedule. So I call, and it goes to voicemail. Now, generally, I already hate that, okay? I already hate that I'm going to your voicemail. I've already heard it ring too much. Now me and your voicemail are, like, having a thing. I'm not cool with that. But now your voicemail does the most fucking annoying thing I think any voicemail ever does. And it goes, hello?
Oh, God damn it.
And then I start talking, and then it hangs up on me. On top of this, voicemail box full. I can't even bitch to his voicemail about how pissed off I am. Okay?
Oh my God.
Thank you. You see her reaction, ladies and gentlemen? That was my reaction. Now, this went on once, twice, 3 times in one fucking morning. And I was like, oh, his ass is mine. Especially since every time I would call, I thought I was getting connected to him. Super annoying, right? So not only are I'm getting ignored, like I'm the fucking slave. Mistake. I mean, his fucking phone sends to his goddamn watch. Like, what are your excuses? Here we are. I sent him a text. I was like, I've called 3 times. You're in trouble. And I also outlined the fact that I hated his voicemail, and I told him I wanted him to change it. He says, okay, no problem. Fine. I love hearing that. But he didn't change it. So then, the next day, if we're talking about a 24-hour period here, next day I call, goes to the same fucking voicemail. Like, my face is getting, like, red because I'm like, because now you've not only pissed me off 3 times yesterday, you're pissing me off today, and I now know you've ignored an order. Okay. So here we are. You are now up to speed, my love. How do we make him pay?
Well, definitely you had to go more severe. First of all, you need to write him a new voicemail. He doesn't get to pick what his voicemail is.
See, this is what he said to me. He's like,
it.
I've changed it, because he has. And we're gonna listen to it, by the way, on air, and listen to what it is. But I like your idea of scripting it, because I was actually thinking about doing that. But go on.
Yeah, and then perhaps he'd like to experience the joys of nettling.
What the fuck is that?
You know nettles? Those stingy plants?
Yeah.
Right, he needs to take a nice big bunch of them and rub them all over his dick and balls.
Oh my god!
He can just sit like that for a while.
So wait, okay, hold please. I don't mean to seem shocked, but first of all, I have questions myself, because I'm not going to answer any of his, so just answer mine for me, okay? I have to know, this nettling is new to me. This sounds like prehistoric pain, and I'm excited, okay? So, I mean, because, like, the runic witch in me is like, yes! Let's make nature hurt him. Yay!
I'm all about making nature hurt people.
I love it! No, it's genius. This is great. But what I have to ask you is, does he have to collect these himself? Where does he get this shit?
They grow everywhere.
Okay. Well, how is he gonna know if he's got one? Got them.
He's gonna have to video it or send you pictures.
Is it gonna make him all chafy?
Oh, yeah. It's definitely going to make him all chafy. I mean, you've stepped on bull nettle before and stuff like that, right?
No.
You grew up in Texas, girl.
Bull nettle? What the fuck is that?
It's like a super evil giant nettle that grows in Texas quite a lot. But any nettle will do.
Any type of nettle will do.
Yeah, any type of nettle. And he just needs to go to, like, a wooded area and pick some. Oh, and when he picks some, make him wear gloves so they don't sting his hands, because you don't want him to get used to that sensation while he's out gathering them.
Oh my god, I love you. I can honestly say if I were ever your slave, I would never fuck up ever. I would literally never fuck up because you are way... Okay, so I'm mean, she's creative. Okay? Like, I can think of ways to make you cry, but the way that she will make you listen matters more. That's why this had to be a team sport today. Because before we were bouncing ideas back and forth. Now I'm letting her take the reins. Because in all reality, what she's coming up with is way better than what I had in mind. Because at first I was like, I'm gonna make him script his voicemail. Like, this is me. I'm gonna make him script his voicemail. He's gonna buy me dinner. And then I was like, what else do I fucking want from him? And then I just trailed off. And that was my problem. So I was like, I have a wife for this. my wife is even darker than me.
This is a good tester as well for him, because he says he has hardly any limits. Let's find out. And if he fucks up immediately after this one, you know to go on to a different style of punishment, because pain isn't going to do it.
Right. Because a big portion... Okay, so people don't realize this who are vanilla. They don't recognize that punishment is meant to alter behavior. It's actually not just in and of itself its own thing. So, like, if I'm giving you a punishment and your behavior isn't being corrected, then it really isn't a punishment I'm going to continue with.
Yeah, yeah, that's the difference between punishment and punishment.
Punishment.
Yeah, punishment is just smacking him around because it's fun.
I love punishment.
Yeah, me too. Punishment's great. A friend of mine, who did some nettling on her slave, but after they were done, she made him put some nettles in a condom and wear him when he drove home.
I need more friends. Dear God, like, I need more. I'm really tapping into my sadistic side. It's working out for me. Because it's getting out some of my aggression, which I think I needed. And you know what? That's what slaves are for. For us.
It's a good outlet.
It is.
Exactly.
They're for us. Okay? If you're a local South Florida slave and you're wanting a real fucking queen, that's me. And you should hit me up. You can find me on Instagram or on FetLife, but Instagram is better. Just because that's... Yeah. I only say that because I want to feel for you, and FetLife doesn't really give me that. FetLife gives me a feel for what you want me to know, and it's not the same.
No.
And I have, like, quite a few rules, but they're not... To quote my slave, and this may be one of my problems, wifey, he says that my rules are really clear, and, but, it's not an extensive list. Should my list be more extensive? Because, like, I have a solid 12, maybe 15 rules that I'm like, these are non-negotiable shits.
You don't need to add rules just for the sake of having more rules. You can just enforce the rules you do have much, much stricter.
Okay. I was looking for a domestic, but now that's not a thing. I'm looking for...
love a domestic. I've got like 3.
I know.
I've got people I can call right now to clean.
I know. Okay, and here, I want that, okay? And I even found here are my issues. Let me explain to you what I've been running into. I am getting to the point where I don't want any slaves under the age of 30. Because I just don't really feel like y'all are ready for what I need.
Yes.
This isn't to offend the really competent slaves out there. I mean, if you want to find your way to me and prove yourself, that's great. That's fine. But as a general rule, 30 or better. Because I just don't really feel like you're financially and emotionally and... I mean, quite frankly, I don't want to be a go-between. Like, I don't want to be your girlfriend, okay?
Yeah.
So, I want to make sure your life is pretty well established without me in it, and that I'm only one piece of it.
Yeah.
You know, that's really what I want. And then you must serve in every fucking way I ask. Otherwise, I just don't really have use for you. And if you don't like it, don't be my slave.
It's not hard.
I'm just saying.
It's not hard. If you don't like my style of domination, that's fine.
Right.
Everyone doesn't have to be compatible. But
Right.
don't bullshit.
Right.
Just move on.
I actually took on a slave for all of 3 days because I was I told him, I was like, you are on probation. I'm going to see how you do because I already have questions about the validity of this.
Yeah.
He was like 26, 27. So this is why he was on probation. Okay, so if you're under the age of 30, I'm going to give you a probationary period unless you literally blow me out of the water. Which if you do, I'll take notice of that. So like the really legitimate slaves can set themselves apart. But just generally speaking, you youngins don't have your shit together yet. Telling me you don't have limits, telling me you don't have boundaries, telling me you can do whatever I want. I don't want to hear that shit. I want to know exactly what the fuck you're going to do for me. Like, specifically.
Yeah.
Explicitly. I don't want to... I hate when guys are like, I'll serve you in any way you want. I'm still like, fuck you. Duh! Like, tell me what skills you have, bitch.
I know, with the no limits people and the people like, I'll do whatever you want. I'm always just like, okay, empty your bank account right now and send me everything in it.
Thank you. I've got no limits. Like when you say you've got no limits.
You say you have no limits.
I'm like, hold on real quick while I shave your head. Okay? Just hold. Shh. Like,
you'll find your limits real quick when rent comes due.
That's right. All of a sudden, you've got limits. And I always love it. This is something fucked up about me, but if you say to me, "Oh, I'm just a college student," I am not your queen. Bye.
No,
I'm not. That's not for me. I'm looking for somebody established who, if I'm like, "Hey, send me ABCD," you're gonna send me that shit without being like, "I have to wait till Friday." Fuck you. No, I don't wait. If I have to wait till Friday, I've got a new slave. Okay, that's how Friday's going for you. You're homeless.
Oh God.
Do I have to state the obvious? I mean, I feel like I'm ranting here and it shouldn't have. I mean, this is how I look at it. It's submissives and slaves are different. We've talked about this a million times. When you're my slave, you've waived your rights, sir / ma'am.
/ ma'am. Dude. Yeah, that's the difference between being a slave and a submissive.
Yeah. I've got goals, okay?
That's the difference between a work slave and a sex slave, or a shoe slave, or a hairdressing. You know, like if you're applying to be a full total power exchange slave, you are waiving your rights. You're essentially saying, I'm willing to sign over my right of independence and autonomy to this other person.
Right. In all things, always. I mean, there's a reason I will put you on a probationary status. It's like, listen, I'm not going to invest all that I have to offer in somebody that ain't worth a shit.
Yeah.
It's just annoying. It's fucking annoying. I'm like, this one guy is trying right now. The slave that I dismissed after 3 days, he's been begging for 3 days. Okay, here's a clue. If I don't respond to you, it's because you have already not done a task I've asked you to do. And until that task is executed, you don't exist. And by the time, if you ever do a task late for me, now you've got other tasks that have, like, accrued.
Yeah.
Because you're in arrears, if you will. So, basically I'm saying, you know, if you're not a completely committed slave, just don't fucking come near me. I'm just not interested. It's too much work for me. Look at these eyebrows. They're perfect, okay? So, if you think these eyebrows are gonna be wasted on some motherfucker who can't deliver a coffee at midnight to me, you be wrong! Why? Because I'm worth it. Anyway. So, I love our little task for Wormy. I don't know if he'll love it as much, but...
Let's hope not.
Let's hope not. Nettles, guys. Get your nettles. Okay, so I wanted to talk about pros and cons of long-term slaves.
Right.
Okay, now we normally only talk about long-term slaves as in a like, this is great kind of way.
Yeah.
What are some of the drawbacks to having like a long-term slave? What do you think some of the things are, some of the challenges are?
Well, because life constantly is in flux. I mean, a slave could lose their job one day, they could lose their home, they could become completely, or they could get a really good opportunity that's quite far away that they want to take, and then you have to think, well, they're not really going to be here
Right.
to serve me,
Right.
And you form an attachment to slaves. I mean, make no mistake, just because it's not a vanilla relationship, and it's not necessarily a sexual relationship for some people, it's still a relationship.
Right.
And there's still an intense bond there with a long-term slave.
Right.
So I think that would be a major drawback, because life changes, lifestyle changes. At some point they may want to try and be vanilla again, which happens sometimes. So yeah, I would say those are the biggest drawbacks to a long-term slave.
I was starting to wonder, in terms of long-term service, one of the drawbacks being attachment.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Of
course you get attached.
Yeah, and that can have its own, there's a strong thread.
It's like a breakup.
Yes, it is like a breakup. It is like a breakup. We were talking a little bit in our last episode about, what it would take for us to leave somebody, not that much, if you're fucking off, not a lot.
Yeah.
But, I feel like in terms of, long-term service, when I think of long-term service, it's like, you could put me in the grave,
Yeah.
Like, actually bury me and say my eulogy, because nobody else is gonna fucking be there. Nobody else gonna write my eulogy. I need at least 5 slaves, because if I'm ever married again, okay, ever in the history of ever, that man is gonna be so happy to be free of me / woman. I don't know if it's gonna be a woman or a dude, but whoever they are gonna be so happy that I am finally shut the fuck up for permanent, like, forever, never gonna speak again. He's gonna be, like, throwing a party, right? Meanwhile, my slaves are gonna be, like, like the 7 dwarves just all crying in the front row.
That's kind of the goal for long-term slaves for me. I want them there. Like, I want someone who is serving me for so long that they are looking after me on my deathbed.
I know, we've talked about this, and I think it's a great goal, but here are, to me, the drawbacks are the following. 1, if I get so attached to your service that I am basically delinquent in some way without it, that scares me as a person.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be, I guess I just don't want to be that codependent.
Well, I think that it's unhealthy to become dependent on a slave. Do
you think it's fucked up to say that slaves change their minds more than dominants?
No.
Do you think that's true?
No. I think that it's not okay. I don't think it's that they change their minds more than dominants. I think it's that their fantasy versus the reality of what they can actually endure can be very different. A lot more often than with dominants.
So, when you're, I want to plug your new website, because this is going to tie into what I'm saying. So your new website is what?
ladyswann.co.uk.
Yay! It's gorgeous, just like she is. You guys can apply for service. But what I was going to ask, because I've gone on your website, you've got awesome blogs. She offers, it shows her services, her pricing's right on there. She's very straightforward, and I love that. So what I'm going to ask you is this. If someone contacts you completely blind, like just finds that website in the middle of the cyber universe, right? And contacts you, what is it you're asking them? Because
Well,
let's assume they're a distant slave and not a local slave. Let's just assume that.
well, they wouldn't be applying through my website as a personal submissive or slave.
Oh, okay.
They'd be applying as a client.
I see.
I am not taking any more personal slaves. I'm only taking clients now.
Okay.
So, because I'm covered when it comes to personal slaves.
Okay.
I don't need any more. And I even have a back burner slave for if my maid can't do something. I have like another slave that isn't mine. He's like community property slave. Like he goes to a lot of my friends, a lot of the mistresses I hang out with and stuff, and we all sort of share him.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, anybody applying through my website would be applying as a client, and that's a very different thing.
When you took on personal slaves, I know you're not now, but when you were taking
what
on
I wanted to know about them.
What did you want to know? What was valuable for you to go, okay, this is somebody who's worth a fuck. Not an actual fuck, but you know what I mean? Like, worth a damn. And so how did you determine that? What is it that stands out to you? What did you ask? Like, I know I'm throwing a lot of questions at you. I'm just really curious.
Well, okay. The first thing I look at when I receive a message is how it's written and how it's structured. It has to look like they have... Okay, how can I phrase this?
Put time and effort into it?
Well, it's not just time and effort, but that they're not messaging me as part of wank fodder, as part of some fantasy in their head.
Oh, gotcha.
They're not coming at me with a list of kinks that they're into. They're not coming at me with anything like that. And the email is focused towards me and towards service.
Right.
They have to be respectful. They have to be polite. There cannot be a hint of arrogance, but it can't be that fake bullshit like the messages you get on FetLife where you can tell they're playing at being a groveling person. You know, they're
That's why I'm saying I'm almost turned off by FetLife altogether right now. I feel you. Go on.
Yeah, but those type of messages, you know. And then, if they've written me a really respectful, properly focused, properly structured email, I'll ask them what they do. I'll ask them about their schedule. I'll ask them about their hard limits. What kind of vanilla interests do they have? You know? Because when I look for a personal slave, I look for someone long term. So we have to have something in common besides...
Right.
Kink.
You know what? You made a really good point there, and I think that's one of the issues I'm having. Yeah. Believe it or not, that I don't have with my current slave, but I do have with like applying slaves. I already had a lot of common interests with my current slave, and we had a friendship.
Yeah.
You know, before he asked to serve. And so for that, I felt like, I think that's why I didn't even know to ask for that. You know?
Yeah.
Because, you know, vanilla interests are important. It's how you stay connected when you guys aren't doing that other shit.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I got a fucking story though. Yes!
Oh, go on.
Okay, so, I almost forgot to tell you. So 2 kinky things that I did this week. First, Kink BNB.
Okay. Ooh, you went to a Kink BNB.
It's a real thing! Go online! That's a real fucking thing! It's so exciting! Okay, you can rent the spaces just like Airbnb. Super fucking cool! Okay? I don't know if everybody knows about this and I'm the last to know, but this was awesome to me. Okay? You can rent dungeons. You can rent like actual like office spaces to recreate like oh my god. I was just like, oh, like my face is getting red just talking about it all over again. I gotta be honest, I did not know Kink BNB was a thing. My slave found it. I guess he's looking for shit for him and his girlfriend or whatever. And I was like, well, la I was like, man, just when I thought that the kinky world couldn't get any fucking cooler. So Kink BNB, real thing, Google it. Enjoy it. It's my gift to you for the holiday season. Get fucking weird, guys.
The UK one's dead. There's only like 4 places on there. Well, there was the last time I checked. Maybe I should have a look again.
Go update me next time because I'm really
will
curious
do.
if they've opened up their. I'm in South Florida, so it's like everywhere.
Yeah, loads.
Yeah, and there's like, it's like you. Oh, I can't even. I'm just so. When I first went on this website, I was clicking through and I was like, this is not a real thing. Oh, that's a red room. And then I was like, and it shows you what they have. Like, it's just like Airbnb. It shows you all the things that you get to use.
I love it.
And I was like, this is a whole new way of being kinky. Because now, if you've gotten bored with, like, the space that you play in or whatever, or perhaps you're on a trip and you're like, this needs to be more fun.
Yeah.
So, I just gotta say, whoever came up with Kink BNB, you're winning at life. And I hope you're super fucking rich. Seriously, from one person in the industry to another, check plus. Seriously.
Yeah.
Second thing I'm endorsing this week, lovesense. Okay, have you heard about this? The long distance app where if they have like a sex toy or whatever, you can control it from your phone.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, those have been around for a while.
No, I know. I used it on my slave.
How is it? Did it work?
It doesn't just work. You can create your own. Literally, you can do live control. You can download patterns, and then you can do pre-planned patterns, and then you can self-control it. There's like video and voice or whatever the fuck you want. It is literally the coolest fucking thing besides Kink BNB.
Oh my god, nice.
Yeah. So, if you're having a boring weekend, now you're not. Because I just told you the 2 fucking coolest things, and you don't even need to be a local slave to enjoy them.
Yeah.
So,
Aww.
yeah, lovesense. So he got 2 of the male toys, and I was just like totally bet. And I tried a series of different things. Like some of it, I was like, did some of the pre-planned patterns, and then I got really creative and just went to town. So
That's awesome.
I just gotta say, technology is really paying off. And it gives them something to fucking give a shit about, you know?
Yeah.
Like, when you're a long-distance slave, I remember being a long-distance slave. Like, this is totally the future, okay?
Oh, totally. You should post links in the description.
I will. I wish they would give us a cut of whatever sales they're gonna get from this.
Email them.
You know what?
Be like,
I will.
hey, man, you want to sponsor a kinky podcast?
We're the kinkiest, man.
My kinky thing I did this week was a key accepting ritual with Libby. She's going to be locked for the next 6 weeks. And we did a full ritual. Oh, here we go. Here's a picture.
Aww. She's so cute.
She's super cute. She's so cute. But,
you're so proud.
I am. Yeah, she handed me over all of her keys. And I sealed one with my wax seal in an envelope for her to keep in case of an emergency.
Mm-hmm.
But every time we see each other, she has to present the envelope to me so I can check, make sure it's not been
opened,
tampered with, and reinforce it if necessary, you know. So now I was like, I'll wear one on a necklace. I'm not going to wear like all 8 keys on a necklace.
You're like, that's excessive. One is really
so
symbolic.
Many keys.
Yeah. You're like, I don't want
to.
to sound like genuine when I'm walking around with like chains. There was something I wanted to talk. Oh, first, we need to call Wormy and make sure that this motherfucker's changed his voicemail.
Oh God, he better have.
He said he did. So if he didn't, he lied, which he hasn't lied to me yet.
If he says he did, he probably did.
I know.
But we'll see.
We're about to check.
Hello?
Oh, it's a real worm. Okay, we're just making sure.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Well, now you have to hang up, and I have to make sure your voicemail's really changed. So thank you for answering. You're not in trouble for that, but we still have to make sure your voicemail is worth a damn. So hang up.
Okay, thank you.
Now I'm gonna call him back. He better not answer, because I just told him not to. This is fun. Can you imagine my frustration when I actually wanted to hear from him?
Oh no.
I couldn't get to the phone right now, and I'll give you a call back as soon as I can. Thank you so much.
Alright. So we did change it.
Yeah. It doesn't have a lot of spark, does it?
You're like, that's not the spice we're looking for. You're like, that doesn't even seem like a really personal touch.
I know, right?
That's okay.
It could have been better. It could have been better.
It could have been better. And I'm gonna edit that so it doesn't have his personal information in it. But I'm glad he changed his fucking voicemail so I'm less annoyed. I hate when I call somebody and it goes to their voicemail, but it sounds like a real person. That's the most annoying shit on the fucking planet, you selfish bastards.
And it's just so lame now. Like at first it was funny, like back in the 90s when it was still answering machines.
Yeah.
But it let it the fuck go, man.
Yeah, it's not cool anymore, bro.
Oh, speaking of things that are not cool anymore, guess who has a new album coming out?
Who?
Huey Lewis and the News.
Are you fucking for real?
I'm serious. They've got a new album coming out. It's their first album in like 20 years. I was like, what?
Let's see. He's like, he's starting to get wise. He goes, I'm not getting in trouble for not answering, right?
No, you were told not to answer. You're good.
Okie dokie. Oh, and he doesn't even know he's about to get nettled.
I know.
Get nettled. Hilarious. I'm excited. I didn't even know that. I mean, honestly, that hit all of my buzzers and whistles, and I was like, yes! Yes!
Make him make me a whip and send it to me.
Okay. All right, we're adding shit to the list. Make a small note. He's very gifted. But we can't let him think that.
No.
We can't let him think that. He's fucking interrupting me now. I told him I'm recording. It's like, don't fucks with me right now. Don't fucks with me right now. Okay, so we're about to play my wife's all-time favorite game.
Yay!
The Strain Game!
Hey, speaking of fun games.
Yes?
At some point, I know it's not kinky, but at some point you want to on air get really, really high and play like a game.
Sure. What game you want to play?
I don't know. I haven't
You're
decided
gonna have
yet.
to pick one. I don't know if I could play Scrabble high. That would be really interesting.
I can't. I've played Scrabble on mushrooms before, and it was interesting. But what about? Oh, we could get the slaves on and play Uno in teams.
How do you do that online?
You just, I'll find it, and I'll link it to you. There is an online one.
Okay. All right.
And we'll crush them.
I mean, they almost have to let us win, but this is a good time to mention if you'd like to sponsor our strain of the week, you totally can, but you have to email us. So, the best way to get in touch with the show lately is darkshadequeen@gmail.com. That's the best way. It used to be Daddy Issuez Show, but now it's darkshadequeen@gmail.com. That's the best way. Also, a way for potential slaves to get in touch with me. She's not taking on slaves right now, so you guys are shit out of luck. She's only taking paying fucking customers, but a link to her website is going to be on in our show notes, so you can check it out.
And I do offer online domination, so feel free to apply if you're not local too.
There you go. All right. Let's explore the strains. Okay, so we have a couple of options on how we select our strain based on their new layout.
Oh God.
I know. We have strains for the fall season. We can pick by, which I thought was kind of cool, but we're into winter now, so it's like,
yeah.
Okay,
It's
then
not
we
fall.
have, right, and then we've got effects and wellness.
Effects.
Okay. Ooh, okay, I already know which one you're gonna pick based on these options. I'm pretty fucking sure, but okay, here are your options. Euphoric cannabis strains, relaxing cannabis strains, arousing cannabis strains, focusing cannabis strains, energizing cannabis strains, or sleepy cannabis strains.
Euphoric.
Okay. I have to go. I'm just gonna start. Okay, so this is gonna give you a giggly fucking high, okay?
Yay!
Okay, I'm gonna give you... Okay, I'm gonna give you... You're gonna pick between A or B, and I'm not gonna tell you why. A or B.
B.
I knew you would, and I'm so glad you did! Bruce Banner is our strain of the week.
What is it?
Bruce Banner.
Awesome!
I know. Okay, so it's citrusy, peppery, and it has an herbal flavor. So a little bit of like floral in there. Yeah. So this is the strain that's going to make you super fucking happy. And it's kind of like got a chronic feel to it. So like it's got a really strong, heavy hit to it. So once it's in, you're in with it. It's a little bit creative, but not high on the creative side. It's more for somebody that is looking to reduce stress or depression. It's not great for anxiety, but it's good for fatigue.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, as far as bad effects, it's like all your normal ones. Dry mouth, dry eyes. But,
yeah,
you know, only a few people reported that they were anxious or paranoid. So I guess that's like an amount thing, you know, if you smoke too much of it. The lineage The lineage is Strawberry Diesel OG Kush, which makes Bruce Banner.
Oh, that sounds so nice.
Mm-hmm. It's really, as far as difficulty to grow, it takes a moderate amount of difficulty, but it only takes 12 weeks to flower, which, by the way, sounds like a long time. I don't know if that's normal, but...
That's pretty normal.
Okay. Ooh, it's pretty, though. Look at this. Hold on. I'm going to show you a photo. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Isn't it gorgeous? It's blue,
pretty.
It's green, it's purple, and it's got orange hair. So, I mean, just look at that. So, anyway, this is here's another photo of the same strain, but different grower. So it can look like this. Same orange hair, same blue, but no purple.
That's nice still, though. That looks really tasty.
Yeah, and you can't tell this on your screen, but it's super frosty. So you know it smells dank as fuck.
Yeah, for sure.
You'll be able to taste the terps with this one. So yeah, and then I'm going to read somebody else's actual review of it, okay? General consensus about Bruce Banner is it makes them really happy. If you're feeling, you know, kind of just like having a low day, everybody's like, I'm uplifted and I feel happy and everything sounds like a good plan to me now. I'm like, yay! Somebody else said, great for the workday, especially if you hate your job. Apparently it's good for focus too, so it's not going to give you a super heady buzz. You're going to be able to get through your day and stay on task.
Good.
Yeah. So, Bruce Banner, everybody, enjoy.
Woo! I want to try it.
I'm telling you, we should totally try it.
You want to sponsor a strain of the week?
They already know about the show. Some of them listen.
Really?
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Yeah,
Keep
we
up
have
the
a
good
lot
work.
we have a lot of local listeners. So we have listeners from Grow Healthy, and I know that we have True Leave listeners because they regularly comment on our show.
Do they?
Yeah, every time I
yeah.
come in, they'll tell me, they were like, I heard the last one.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so in fact, I want to invite a couple of people from True Leave specifically to do our strain of the week. So that's
Oh, that would be so fun.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So I'm assuming we have to get through the holidays first because everybody's schedule is pretty chaotic until then. But after the holidays, that's one of my goals for the new year. So you guys can stay tuned for that.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. In the meantime, if you would like to donate to the show, fucking email me because I don't believe you. And if you want to get in touch with us, how do they get in touch with you, my darling?
You can email me at ladyswan777@gmail.com. Wait a minute. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. Hold on. I think it's Lady M Swann 777.
Lady M
I'm gonna
Swann
check.
777.
Yes, Lady M Swann 777@gmail.com. Or you can check out my website at ladyswan.co.uk. I'm on FetLife as Lady M Swann. And Instagram as well. Same name.
Awesome. Well,
I'd say FetLife and Instagram are the two that I check the least. But if you message me through there, we'll get back to you eventually.
okay. Well, and if you guys have a suggestion for the show, a strain, a scenario, or you want to be on it, you can email me at darkshadequeen@gmail.com. Same thing at darkshadequeen for Instagram, which is where I'm most active. If you want to interact with me, that's where I am the most. I don't really fucks with anything else. I mean, that life I check in with, but only if I'm looking for something specific. Otherwise, I just ignore it.
Yeah.
So, thank you for joining us. We're so glad that you're still in it to win it. We hope that if you're fucking up this year, that your next year is going to be more awesome than this. Behave yourselves, whores! For fuck's sake!
I mean, a bit.
Just a little. I intend to beat you to get out my aggression. So, I mean, it works for me if you don't behave, but I'm just saying, you should! You fucking should! Looks better if you do. But, fuck it. Either way, I'm good.
Do update us all on Worm's punishment.
Oh, you know I will, honey. You know I will.
If he says he doesn't know where to get nettles, Google is right there.
Yep, there you go.
Don't make him do the work for you.
Yep. I don't answer questions when he's in punishment mode. He'll ask me, he asked me a dozen questions about granny panties. I was like, don't care. Not answering your questions. Didn't answer any of the questions. The only thing I answered was when I forgave him. That's it.
Yeah.
It's until I respond to you with I forgive you, you just gotta figure it out. It's your punishment.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I love you to death, and I can't wait to tell you how this works out and to make sure otherwise we're gonna have to switch up tactics, wife.
That's fine. I got plenty of other ones.
I know. I've got ideas too. We're gonna be fine. This has been Daddy Issues. I'm Shade Queen. That is Lady M. We love you guys. We'll see you next week.
See you next week. Bye.
Thank you for joining us on Daddy Issues. If you enjoy the show, rate us wherever you're listening to us. And if you'd like to show your appreciation, you can do so at paypal.me/tiptheladies. If neither of those work for you, share us with a friend. I mean, after all, we're everybody's guilty pleasure. Click, play, obsess.